Alright guys, here's part 2. Now, this motor, the two motors I just got, I went to put it in this guy and put it all back together. This damn motor doesn't work. And I know it doesn't work because it barely spins. It's not even wanting to spin, it barely budges now. I know it ain't my battery, I know my battery ain't dead, but to prove to you, throw that one over there. Now I gotta buy another motor to do the dual motor setup. Now here's the other new motor. See? So Verizon sent me a bad motor, so that sucks. But now I gotta put this guy in there, since they gave me a messed up motor in my two motors, which I'm going to contact them and see if they'll send me another one for free without having to send them the old one, because that's just dumb to send the old one. I'm not paying for that to send it back. If not, I'll just buy another one, but no big deal. Alright guys, I put the other drive shaft on. You guys saw me put the tranny back together, so let's put this all back together. What's nice is these screws for the cover of the spur gear in your pinion are the same as your motor mount bolts or screws. So you can set those together and not mix them up, because they're not different sizes, lengths, thread count, none of that. It's all the same. So what you'll want to do is put this on the inner screw here where the spur gear covers it, right? Just barely snug it. That's the thing with plastic, you guys barely snug them in, else you mess it up. This is not plastic, I know, but you want some adjustability, so don't do it too tight to where you can't adjust your motor, right? So we put this guy on. Another viewer I had, or have, hopefully still. Oh yeah, the spur gear, guys, is like a squared circle per se. So you gotta make sure you line it up just right on the shaft here, which I got it the first time. I don't know why it's being a pain now. Here we go. Got her on there. And make sure you put the nipple side of the spur on the transmission side up against the tranny, so it'll space it out enough to mesh it. Then you just put your nut back on here, and don't crank it all the way down, because like I said, one of the guys that is hopefully a viewer still was having some problems with runtime, which I need to do the runtime. Hey! Shh! I need to do runtime for that guy, because he's getting really short runtime, and I'm not sure on this, but I think these trucks should get about, yeah, see, there's something wrong with that other motor that I just got, because it was hard to spin. This one's easy to spin here. That's a bummer. So, but anyway, as I'm saying, he found out his spur was too tight, which it can be. I tightened it down too tight just to see, and it's hard to spin this guy. It won't free spin. And this other motor, I was adjusting that for that reason, and it was hard to spin. I don't know what the deal is with this motor, but it's no good. So now I got two motors that aren't worth a crap. But I got this one motor, it spins pretty freely. You want very minimum play back and forth on this gear, if any, and that's how you know you have it torqued down just right, because you can tighten it too tight and it's really hard to spin, and then, you know, in turn you'll wear out your motor faster, burn it up quicker, and so on and so forth, and then you can just do your mesh. I like to push it all the way against it and then barely back it out. And if you guys want, you could freehand spin it, you know, to hear it, or you can get a thin piece of paper and run it through the gears. I don't know if I have one for you guys or not. A receipt would be perfect to do that with, but I don't think I have a receipt. I have a piece of paper towel. That might work just as good as a dill there. But you can just set it up here. Let me make this a little bit smaller so it's a little easier for me. I would just set it on top of the gear to where it goes, of course, between your pinion and spur. And there you go. Just run it through like that and see all the ridges. See how it doesn't cut too deep into it? That's how I know I got it meshed right. Plus, I can eyeball it really close to see, you know, if that's good right there. Plus, you can go like that back and forth. If it has barely any play, that's good. If you have it like that, that's probably a little too tight. So we'll just barely back it off a tiny bit, and there you go. You can do it a bunch of ways to mesh. I'm sure other people have better ways than me, but that's how I do it. It's just by eye and feel with spinning it. And because I've built a lot of things and messed with a lot of stuff, and that's how I do it. That's my technique of way of knowing if it's too tight or not. And then this cover only goes on one way, has a little opening right there. I guess if water or whatever, it can drain out, which is weird. I'd rather have it fully sealed, but whatever. And then you just set it. Oh, it's because that hump in the case there, that's why it has it. But you just line it up like that, and you get your little screws for your cover, of course, and get it in there. The screws are super tiny. Just barely snug it. That way you can line this guy up. When you guys are putting anything together, like where it's a motor or cover or axle or links, just snug them. Don't tighten them down. That way you have room for adjustment to make sure everything lines up and everything. And then just barely snug them. Since it is plastic, you don't want it to strip the threads, right? And there you go. Now let's get it in the truck and see if this baby will actually move now, since I already had it in there and it wasn't moving thanks to the new motor that's all of a sudden bad. And all I do is I'll put my first drive shaft through. It's easier with the first drive shaft through than doing the rear, because you can't get the front end on that. Then you just set it in here like this. I don't know if you guys can see any of it because my hands are bigger than the car, so I don't know. And you just slide that in there, and then you just take the motor. You go sideways with this guy and just go under your receiver. You may have to lift that plastic dill up a little bit to slide your motor and transmission in place. There it is. It's locked in. It's nice of them to have the little divots in your skid plate to mock it right up. The holes, all three, line up. And you grab your tapered type screws that sit flush with the skid plate. You can set all three of them in right away, or you can just set one at a time. And again, it's nice they're all the same size so you don't screw through the case, because you forget which long one or short one goes where and whatnot. and you won't have to worry about it because they're all the same length, same pitch, all that stuff. So that's also nice. I'm just snugging them in. Don't tighten it down too tight because then you won't be able to have your gearbox transmission stay on your skid plate like it's supposed to because you stripped the threads out. So there it is. It's in there. Sounds pretty good. And then we take this little guy. Yeah, see that plastic deal here? I'll just lift it up and pull the wire through the other side of it, which is a little bit hard to do, but you gotta get it in and around. I guess it doesn't want to go that way, so I guess we'll just try and go down and out because it's got to plug into your receiver right here. And now some reason this motor won't let me plug it in. That is dumb. That is starting to irritate me with this little truck here. Because first motor doesn't work. Now I can't get this second stupid thing in there. Well, I guess I might have to take it back apart, guys. For some reason it's acting like that lead can't reach all the way over here. But you know what? I might just take that off. Yeah, that's why they have it that way, because that plugs in there. And they want you to be able to reach it to the honcho bed. Well, anyway, there it is, guys. You know what? Let me pause it and I'll flip it around real quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, sorry guys for moving you all around and all over and stuff. But what I meant by moving it around is I took the tranny and all that out because this wire was wrapped around like that. So all I did is wrapped it back around this way and then move this little antenna wire, and you want to stick it back up to that little slot on the receiver tray and pop it back in there. And when I do the dual motors too, I'm sure you guys are going to ask, so I'll tell you now. When I do the dual motor setup, I'm going to just solder both motors into each other. That way they're both wired, since it's not a dual motor ESC, which I don't think will really matter with this truck and the ESC, because one of the guys in the rock crawling club tested that theory out before he bought the dual motor plate, and before he bought the dual motor ESC. He didn't want to spend that kind of money, so he wired the two motors together, which I thought of doing that too, but I was like, heck no, what if I burn it up, you know? He ran it for, I guess, like 6 months like that, and it still works fine. You could still plug it in and run it. See, there we go, guys. Now she plugs in just like normal, and it's good to go again. I just gotta put the screws back in the transmission here, in the bottom of it, and now we'll be able to test this little truck. So you can put all three, or you can do one at a time, like that. I don't tighten it all the way in though until I have all three screws or two screws in to what I'm trying to screw together. That way I have movement to line up all the holes and screws. So just like that, guys. Get it in there. Once you get all three, just snug them up. Don't need to torque them all crazy, because then you'll strip it out. Just barely go over them, just a little bit. Make sure they're all nice and snug, and snug as a bug. There you go, guys. Now we are ready to test this little guy out and see if it's ready to rock and roll again, and get the higher energy batteries I've been talking about that are the 4.8 volt. I don't care what anybody says, the 1S LiPo sucks. It's weaker than your 4.8 nickel metal hydride. I already tried a 1S out of a drone, 1300 milliamps. Yeah, granted you get longer runtime, but it will not crawl crap. I'm telling you. 1S is junk for this little crawler. I seen one today on eBay that's all converted to 1S supposedly and all this, and 1S sucks. See how the motor even made the sound? That other motor wasn't doing that. So I know that motor's working. See? I'm just glad all I did is took out my my motor and not my ESC / receiver. Those are 30 bucks. 30 to 25, and then the radio's like 30 bucks. I mean, it's still not bad, but still not cheap. So, once again, hear it? That's the motor that makes that sound, guys. Tells you I'm ready to go. So, here's my other new motor. See, no sounds at all. No indicator saying that it's ready to go. So I don't know what the deal is with this motor, what happened to it, but something is wrong. Kind of wondering, there's a red mark. No, that's right, they wired it right. Well, what the hell? So that one's no good. Here's my old motor, right? No sound, see? Nothing. I'll double check this one. I'll turn the ESC on and off too, just so you guys see. It's off. See, it did it now. Oh, now it wants to work. See that? What the heck? Well, good. Glad my other motor ain't messed up. Cool. I don't know what that was about, why it didn't want to work, but okay. At least it's working now. See, guys, you can have random weird stuff happen like that all the time. And all I gotta do is put my lights back in it and stuff, because I'm gonna keep this guy stock, and I'm gonna buy another one to do the Chevy truck body on, I think. That way I can wire up lights front and back and all that stuff too, I think. Kind of want to get 5 of these things. That way I can do the regular stock one, do the Chevy with the honcho, and then do a regular Chevy truck, and then do like an SUV type, like a Blazer or something, or, well, not really a Blazer because everybody else has those damn Blazers. Not in this size, but you know what I mean. But something like cool and rare that isn't on there or shown. Like this one guy I'm subscribed to, I think it's General Hobbies or something like that. And he has a cool, what is it, like 50s, 56 Suburban type one on his Outback one. That thing's cool. I like it. It's really nice. So something weird and rare and different like that, I think that would be cool. But anyway, there's part 2. This motor luckily decided to start working, so that's great. I don't have to buy another motor. I just got to get another tranny. Or no, I don't even need another tranny. I can just, like I said, make a mounting bracket, mount it right there like that, and get it going. So thank you guys for watching again. And she's back alive, guys, so time to make some more videos. Sorry guys, I don't have the link in the description for these motors or for that other 4.8 high energy battery. They have up to 3,000 milliamps on those high energy batteries that are 4.8 volts, so it won't ruin your truck or your motor. And my phone doesn't want to do the link. It'll download the link, but it's not letting me share the link on anything. So as soon as I get a high energy battery in from the mail, which I'm gonna order one this Friday, so it may take a week. As soon as I get that in, I'll show you guys, you know, the part number like I do on the package. That way you guys can check them out, or just look it up on eBay and not be lazy and look it up. It's high energy. I put 4.8 batteries, and I just found it that way. But I'm sure you can just type in 4.8 volt high energy battery, and boom, they'll be right there. And the cool thing is they have the same plug as I'm running now that I converted to. So that's even better. I don't have to mess with it when I get the battery. It's already done. Alright guys, I hope you guys liked the video, the episode. I'm going to start doing some more crawling videos now that it's back and running, especially when I get the bigger, longer lasting battery. And for that one guy, I forget his name right now. I'm sorry, I apologize. I will test this up. I'll make sure this is fully charged. It should be already. And I will personally time it for you. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to make a video of it, how long it'll actually last crawling or just driving around or both. And I'll make a video for you specifically on my channel so you can see how long it actually runs, and that way I know for sure how long it runs before I get that new battery, and then you can see if there's anything wrong with your truck or not. Just let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. I'll do it. And once again, thank you guys for tuning in to 505RC, and I appreciate everybody out there and all the love and all the comments and feedback and everything, man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.